Now on News 4, stay at home. New Jersey and Connecticut order non-essential stores to close, hoping to slow the spread of coronavirus. And New Jersey's biggest city going one step further.
Plus, coronavirus crush. New York hospitals are inundated with patients. The new plan tonight that could help hospital workers across the state. And
alarming news about coronavirus testing. New restrictions going into place right now in New York City. Who can still get tested and why doctors say the new rules will save patients and protect healthcare workers. Thanks for joining us. I'm Adam Cooperstein.
And I'm Rana Novini in for Gilma Avalos. Tonight, the countdown is on before almost everyone in the tri-state is ordered to stay at home.
And today, New Jersey and Connecticut joining New York, closing all non-essential businesses to fight the spread. And that means almost all of the 32 million people in the tri-state are being ordered to self-quarantine.
And this comes as the number of cases skyrocket, partially due to more testing taking place. More than 11,000 cases have been confirmed in New York State, more than 1,300 in New Jersey, and nearly 200 in Connecticut.
Today, Vice President Mike Pence and his wife, Karen, said they will be tested after a White House staffer on the vice president's team tested positive for the virus yesterday. The White House says that person did not have close contact with the vice president or president.
And there are a lot of developments coming in, and our team is out in force tracking all of them for you. We're going to start in New Jersey, where Governor Phil Murphy today ordered all non-essential businesses to close by 9 p.m. tonight. News 4's Checky Beckford is in Paramus, where businesses aren't the only things shut down. Checky.
And Rana, this drive-through testing site here at Bergen County Community College was at full capacity just 15 minutes after opening this morning. Governor Murphy today telling people here in New Jersey not to head to their Jersey Shore homes, but to stay at their primary residence because he wants to help do whatever he can to stop the spread of COVID-19. The Garden State gearing up for a virtual standstill. All non-essential retail businesses ordered closed as of 9 p.m. tonight.
As I have said before, we can no longer maintain a sense of business as usual.
The executive order includes all non-essential gatherings, including weddings and parties.
My job is to make sure we get through this emergency so that you can safely gather with family and friends later and enjoy many more birthdays and weddings.
Essential businesses, including grocery stores, food delivery, medical supply, and pharmacies, can remain open. The goal, get people to stay home to slow the spread of COVID-19. Cars lined up at a state-run drive-through testing site in Bergen County for the second day. It was at capacity just 15 minutes after opening. Our partners at NorthJersey.com say people were turned away and told to come back Sunday. Friday, its first day open, it closed in a matter of hours.
I have asthma, so I'm just trying to make sure that everything's okay.
And the governor says testing here today was limited by a lack of personal protection equipment. He's hoping, of course, that they'll get more as more is rolled out by the federal government. Now, about 1,000 tests were administered here yesterday and today. The site will reopen tomorrow at 8 a.m. We're live in Paramus tonight. Checky Beckford, News 4 New York.
Checky, thank you. And staying in New Jersey, in Newark, the mayor there is going one step further. He's putting certain hot zone neighborhoods under a mandatory order to stay at home. News 4's Brian Thompson is in Newark to break down what exactly this all means. Brian.
Yeah, and behind me is virtually all of the North Ward is now considered one of those 3 hot zones. Just look up Bloomfield Avenue there. It starts a couple blocks up, then all the way up, all the way to Branch Brook Park. That side, on the right side, and going all the way up almost to the border with Belleville, Mayor Ross Baraka was really going beyond what the governor's stay-at-home order said that you just heard about. At the corner of Springfield Avenue and Martin Luther King, where the courthouse and county government mark the edge of downtown, and heading west for many blocks, including Society Hill, just one of 3 hot zones identified by Newark health officials. This map delineates the 3 hot zones where most of the 31 cases in the city live. The smallest zone is only 4 blocks wide, but runs several blocks from Irvine Turner to South 12th Street. Then there's Newark's North Ward, essentially starting just a couple of blocks from here at the base of Bloomfield Avenue and running north to the border with Belleville, and in this case, west to the edge of Branch Brook Park. The mayor is ordering people not to leave their property unless it's an emergency.
We're asking you that you stay on your property. We do not want you moving in and around and about the city. We're asking you to shelter in place, and the only folks that should be coming out are essential employees, folks that we need to conduct essential business in the city, in the state, and in this country.
But these areas are so big, is it realistic to think that people will stay on their own property?
I'll stay half and half. Half will and half won't.
Not everybody will do it?
No.
It's just not in people?
No.
The mayor says that the police and other officials will be through the area, but they're not ready yet to start writing tickets for disorderly persons. The governor did mention that, though, that power rests with them, and the mayor says, well, if it comes to that, they'll have to do it. But they're not there yet. And, of course, Hoboken today, they also said that they are going to suspend any use of Airbnb and other short-term rental properties in the city, and they've put out that appeal right this afternoon. Live in Newark, Brian Thompson, News 4 New York.
All right, Brian, thank you. Meanwhile, tomorrow night, New York State goes on pause, as Governor Cuomo's put it. And today we got a stark reminder of these challenges that the state and the city are facing here. New York now has more than 11,000 known cases. New York City has nearly 2/3 of those. And News 4's Adam Harding is at the Javits Center, which could be part of a new proposal by the governor to treat this surge of patients, Adam.
Well, and keep in mind, Adam, that the number of new cases that we continue to see each and every day, that just puts the demand on hospitals all across the city to the point where the governor is expected here at the Javits Center at some point, possibly tonight, as he explores a number of new locations for new hospitals as the number of new cases of coronavirus continues to skyrocket throughout the city. Tonight, the governor eyeing the Javits Center and 3 other sites in the state, including the Westchester Convention Center, as possible locations for new temporary hospitals to handle the increase in coronavirus cases.
We're working on building new beds. We're going to go out and review a number of sites today. I'd like to get a final list to the federal government and the Army Corps of Engineers today.
New York now accounting for roughly half the confirmed cases nationwide.
New York City, it is the most dense environment. This virus spreads in density.
The state confirming more than 45,000 New Yorkers have been tested so far.
We are taking more tests in New York than any place else. We're also taking more tests than any state in the United States of America. That is actually a great accomplishment.
The governor says some 1,600 patients have been hospitalized, about 15% of all cases.
We are literally scouring the globe looking for medical supplies. We've identified 2 million N95 masks, which are the high protection masks.
Tonight, his team announcing the city will soon see 1 million new masks. Another 500,000 are heading to Long Island.
We're trying to reduce the spread to over a period of months. Over a period of months, our healthcare system can deal with the numbers.
And certainly that is the hope tonight all across the city. And separating fact from fiction, the governor making it very clear that because New York is testing the most throughout the country, that is why the city is seeing the most. Don't get that twisted. There's also this tonight that the FDA expected to accelerate some 10,000 new cases of a trial drug therapy. The FDA again expected to ship about 10,000 to New York City. We're live tonight in Hell's Kitchen. I'm Adam Harding, News 4 New York.
Okay, Adam, thank you. And a sobering trend emerged from today's numbers in New York State. 55% of the coronavirus cases are in people ages 18 to 49 years old. The state is doing more testing per capita than China and South Korea now. But tonight, the city health department is making a drastic change to who can be tested. News 4's Miles Miller is at Bellevue Hospital. And Miles, this change has nothing to do with the number of tests available.
That's right. That's right. The coronavirus testing does continue here at Bellevue Hospital. Take a look behind me at the tents here that those with severe symptoms are having their noses swabbed here. Now let's go ahead and show you the video. The hospital has the ability to test more than 1,000 patients a day for the virus. The testing happening outdoors because in the hospital's courtyard, because inside the hospital, any of that coughing or sneezing, that becomes an aerosol. So if it's out outdoors, it allows the spread of the virus to be cut down, and it circulates the air. Today, city health officials are calling for drive-through testing to stop. Let's go ahead and show you what they're saying. They're saying doctors should only test people who are hospitalized, and that includes healthcare workers and first responders. Now, the only people who would be sent to the hospital are those who are patients who are having trouble breathing, having fast declining health or underlying health conditions, as well as those who are over 60. Now, the reason for this is because health officials don't want people who are mildly or not even symptomatic showing up at hospitals like Bellevue to test patients who likely don't have the virus or who can likely survive with the virus. It all puts a strain on the already short supply of masks, gloves, and other protective gear.
When you go in and get tested, you are consuming personal protective equipment, masks and gowns. Those are high priority for the healthcare workers who are taking care of people who have coronavirus disease.
Being positive or tested for COVID-19 doesn't protect you. You can be negative today and catch it tomorrow, if you follow me. There's no protection by getting tested. And if you are positive, you're going to stay home and drink Gatorade anyway. There's no change in care.
The bottom line, if you don't have any of those underlying health conditions and you feel like you have the coronavirus and you've had no problem with the flu in the past, don't do anything but call your doctor and get their guidance. Don't show up at the hospital because you'll be turned away. We're at Bellevue tonight. I'm Miles Miller, News 4 New York.
Okay, we'll see if that changes as more testing becomes available. Miles, thank you.